honestly, the whole deal with Ebenezer Scrooge and his whole thing about, being visited by the ghost of Jacob Marley and also the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Mm-hmm. And I've seen multiple adaptations of it. I've seen the one where the Disney one where it's Scrooge McDuck playing Ebenezer, Ebenezer Scrooge. And then of course there's also it was Mickey Mouse who's playing what's his name? Cratchit. Cratchit, who was the hold on. A Christmas Carol. Okay, I'm looking here at all the... Yeah. Bob Cratchit. Mm-hmm. Who, the father of Tiny Tim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that whole deal with A Christmas Carol, basically... I know that there was that, then there was A Muppet Christmas Carol, which had Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge. Mm. That was really cool. There was one that they did for TV where George C. Scott played Ebenezer Scrooge. Oh man, It's awesome. It's an awesome story. It's got a great message, and honestly, I think a lot of people could learn from this.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially the right kind of people who could really use a kick in the ass about being so selfish about everything.
Yeah.
So, hint, hint. So, anyway, we have the Nostalgia Critic doing a review of A Christmas Carol that had Jim Carrey in it, that was directed by Robert Zemeckis. This was, okay, you remember Polar Express, right?
Do I remember Polar Express?
The movie Polar Express?
Yes, that's my favorite Christmas movie.
Okay. Odd one. But I'm joking.
The reason why is I'll just, yeah. Anyway, what?
Well, the Polar Express was the first film done by Robert Zemeckis using the motion capture stuff. Mm-hmm. And I remember this was also pretty successful. And then what was the one? Mars Needs Moms. There was one that he did called Mars Needs Moms. Mm-hmm. And it was so poorly received and lost so much money, it destroyed Robert Zemeckis' film career and made it to where he would never make another film like this ever again. Sad to say. But
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. But Polar Express is where it began. And this was sort of like a continuation of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess let's check this out. This is A Christmas Carol by the Nostalgia Critic. Let's go.
This episode brought to you by Stamps.com.
Stamps.
Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience? Also brought to you by DoorDash, the app that brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door.
The app I no longer use because I got no money.
Well, it's so expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Sad to say. Oh yeah, Chaplin and Buster. Those are the two cats.
Oh.
We knew about Chaplin. Couldn't remember the name of the other one.
Buster.
Listen here, Buster.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
Hi, Doug.
Ain't no secret that one of my favorite stories of all time is A Christmas Carol.
Yes.
But weirdly, there's not a definitive film version. Everybody has one they like the most, but there's no Judy Garland, Wizard of Oz, or Bela Lugosi, Dracula. That one gold standard that everybody thinks about when you mention it. But make no mistake, everybody has tried. Many of us feel like we can recite these lines in our sleep, we've heard them so many times. For me, the story is so good, I can watch a bad adaptation and still get something out of it. I think the idea is that clever and powerful. And one that sadly gets shit on quite a bit, even if it is a little justifiable, is Robert Zemeckis's. Oh, Zemeckis. The 2000s are doing you hard, aren't they? With his over-reliance on CG effects to a point where he created a motion capture studio thinking this was the future of film. You can't blame him for being excited about what he thought was a new way of storytelling. But while 3D animation has found a groove that audiences like, while still leaving room to experiment that artists like, Zemeckis kept his one style that was becoming very dated very fast. Christmas Carol was the last of these films he directed, and everybody was ready to hate it. It looked like every other Christmas Carol that had been done before, just with Beowulf graffitied all over it. With Jim Carrey in the lead role, the advertising was trying to be as over-the-top and literally in your face as it could be.
The ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future.
And while yes, there are some moments like that, the film does actually have some subtleties, clever ideas, and even a few of my favorite moments in any Christmas Carol. In fact, the surprising problem wasn't how goofy and lighthearted it was, but rather how relentlessly dark it was. Almost like Zemeckis knew people thought it was going to be silly, so he borrowed a few pages from Hellraiser's script. I, of course, love a dark-as-hell Christmas Carol, but it needs to balance out and actually have me appreciate, you know, Christmas. While it's very clear and balanced mucks that up, along with some other seemingly obvious problems, I will admit, I do kind of have a soft spot for it. That's the word, yeah, sure, well, we'll go with that. It doesn't all work in the end, but the scenes that do, I think, are worth checking out for any Christmas Carol stan like myself. So, let's take a closer look. This is Robert Zemeckis's 2009's Robert Zemeckis's A Christmas Carol. Well, the film wants to throw you in hell right away. This opening of Marley dead and this creepy as shit Undertaker asking for a tip is enough to make anyone say fa la 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 la. And
no, more like fa la 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 la. Fuck.
Knowing some of the awkward animation in this, maybe he was supposed to look cute. I don't know. Making up the debt by taking the coins off Marley's eyes is a nice twisted touch, as the film almost says, all right, Christmas, we gotta work in some of that imagery here before we focus on environment on par with a dirty coffin.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. Humbug.
Years pass and we see Scrooge, played like I said before by Jim Carrey, talking to his nephew Fred, played by Colin Firth.
What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What right have you to be so dismal? You're rich enough.
So Carrey is all right as Scrooge. For as cartoony as both his design and the advertising was, I like he is nowhere near the most over-the-top Scrooge I've seen. Finney, Grammer, even sometimes Kane I associate as being more over-the-top than Carrey. He's actually much more reserved than you would imagine in this role. Okay, I'm not gonna say subtle, but for all the flashy camera work and whooshing through whatever to show off, these opening scenes can just rely on the acting alone.
I were to dock you £half for it, you'd think yourself ill-used. Yet you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
The issue is, Carrey is surrounded by actors who would make a much better Scrooge. Colin Firth, Gary Oldman, even Bob Hoskins. Oh my god, imagine Bob Hoskins as Scrooge.
Yeah. Look, I know why they went with Jim Carrey's, because name brand.
Right.
Name brand in Hollywood is a big thing. The celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, Bob Hoskins, rest in peace, buddy. Bob Hoskins would have made a tremendous Scrooge. You know who would have made an even better? Probably made an even better one.
Who?
Alan Rickman.
Oh.
Alan Rickman, I think, could have made a great Scrooge. Because he was just, I
For
guess,
sure.
I just imagine it just be like, bah humbug. I have better things to do. Like the subtlety, and then whenever he wanted to turn it up, you know, and go like, you know, like when he like was really angry or something like that, or was like really lost in despair. Rickman was capable of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, rest in peace.
Rest in
Howard.
peace. Yes.
Okay, he's not the right age or weight, but I don't know, do what they did with Carrey with him. Change the image. Isn't that the whole idea of this animation?
Yes.
Because when these guys are acting, they're doing just that, acting. Carrey has to act, do an old man voice, and a British accent. Which again is okay, but it's just another filter he has to work through, on top of this half-real, half-not animation filter.
Yeah.
Okay, he's really not bad, but it is distracting when his entire supporting cast is much easier to find believable.
Good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
Truth be told, I would have thought he'd be a better Bob Cratchit. I also think he could have knocked that role out of the park. Just imagine the Majestic, but not painfully trying for an Oscar.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this?
And yeah, I've talked about rotoscope and motion capture animation a lot in this series. It's honestly hard to remember what I've said without repeating myself. All I'll say this time around is, I think it looks better when it's hand-drawn. Because that's taking the complexities of human movement and reducing it down to a line. How much of a human being can you capture with something as simple as a drawn line? It's interesting to experiment with and look at. This is trying to take all the complex movement, lighting, and textures of real life and make it look like the complex movement, lighting, and textures of real life. I don't know, I think I would have liked it better if they did it more like a painting. That would have been something a lot newer and challenged the eye much more. As is, it's basically Polar Express remastered. You can hear my pros and cons on that in the other review.
Be here all the earlier the next morning.
So, okay, you know the drill. Scrooge gives Bob Cratchit, played by Gary Oldman, the day off, which causes him to celebrate in this strange way. Did you like the way they animated the face of one of Shrek's babies onto him?
Da-da!
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh. Da-da. Oh. So
Why
terrible.
does everything seem to happen to me?
Scrooge sees the face of Marley on his door, and again, give the film credit, it really does take time to build up the suspense. Maybe a little too long.
Must go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, pacing. Pacing
Yeah.
can take a lot. Pacing can do a lot, but it can also take a lot away if it's not done right. See, whenever we were making our film, there were things I wanted to hold a little bit longer on in terms of some shots.
Yeah.
But then Jacob pointed something out to me. He said that could work if there was more going on in the scene that we could hold on that would maintain everyone's attention. As is right now, where there's nothing here, it's best to just like cut and move on. See, I respect the hell out of editors who realize when there's a dead moment and just completely do away with it. See, I could do that on here, but I like to do the raw, uncut stuff. See, I don't like comparing myself to Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan does a lot where he doesn't like to cut anything out of his podcasts. See, if he wanted to, he could be like all these other, clean cut podcasts out there that are just like super clean, super super well cut up, super well paced and all that. But instead, Joe literally just sits back and lets people talk, and he doesn't care if it's boring or whatever.
Right.
He sits there and he listens to it because he invited this guest on to like hear their story and everything. And me, it's the same thing here. No matter the like flaws or anything like that, I don't cut any. I try not to cut anything out because I don't know. I just enjoy the raw like raw uploads of stuff like that and listen to it in the background. Anyway.
Maybe if this wasn't the most popular thing ever written, I'd be more on the edge of my seat, but I think most people know what's coming.
It's all still ahead.
Jacob Marley enters the room, also played by Gary Oldman. And yeah, I'll just say it, I really don't think this scene works. I don't feel a connection between him and Scrooge like they were old business partners. He's not really scary because of scenes of him spitting and whatever the hell this is.
What's my business?
He just took one of the film's most famous lines and turned it into a silly side joke. And the laughs just keep on coming. The definitive version, everybody.
My
Jesus, Goofy had more class.
Yes.
What do you want with me?
The only thing I was kinda digging was he didn't look at him at first, which gave an otherworldly feel that was kinda creative and welcomingly uncomfortable. But then he looks right at him the rest of the time, so I guess that's ruined. Can you see him or not? Carrie gets a cute laugh here and there.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits. I'd rather not.
And they legit make these other ghosts outside pretty unsettling. And legit gotta jump out at me in the theater. But we get back to our Uncanny Valley Museum pretty fast when Carrie plays the ghost of Christmas past.
A solitary child, neglected by his friends.
Okay, good things first. This design is unique. Literally making him a candle is crazy clever.
Yes.
Carrie playing all the ghosts, I also think is really smart. They reflect different time periods of Scrooge, so making them look like Scrooge does actually match up. Why other actors play other roles, I have no clue, but I thought this was a good choice. The execution, though? Good God!
Would you so soon put out with your worldly hands the light
Of hell? He sounds like asthmatic Lucky Charms, looks like Hades let his hair grow too long, and does a dance. I have no idea why, they just take time to show you can do a little dance. Turn to the left, turn to the right.
Everybody clap your hands. Oh, no, now.
Okay.
Sorry. I can't believe we did it that long. Jesus.
4 clicks this time.
Put a touch of my hand there.
If you get an erection that lasts more than 4 hours, you're welcome. Takes it.
You gotta say, if you, I guarantee if that did happen, Scrooge would look down and just be like, "Good God, man. It's been so long."
Oh my
Back
god.
to when he was a little boy, and yes, when this movie wants to look beautiful, it can be exactly that. Just ignore American Psycho as the flame from Animaniacs.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh.
Why?
I don't see that now.
Me neither. It literally does look like Christian Bale. Look at that. He's
What in the world?
all of a sudden I just hear the flame go, "Oh, good for you."
Quite pretty.
Let's go on.
One of the best moments in a Christmas Carol for me. I love him alone in this classroom singing. The animation, the camera work, the lighting, all of it's both really soothing and kind of unsettling. I think it's one of the few moments where the Uncanny Valley actually adds to the uncomfortable feel. I also gotta say, even though I'd love to see him as Scrooge, Hoskins practically seems born to play Fezziwig.
Yes, happy lads! No more work tonight! It's Christmas Eve!
He hasn't been this happy since he heard Mario Brothers wasn't getting a sequel.
Oh.
But I'm sorry,
Oh,
what the hell's
man.
going on here? Were they like, well, Mr. Toad played him in the other Disney version, so let's have him hop around like a frog freshly castrated. What are the rules of this world?
Yeah, that's another thing too, is establishing rules and establishing like how the world is supposed to work.
Right.
So that way your brain can assess and put itself in that world and it doesn't break your immersion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway.
He meets up with... I just realized I don't think they ever give her name in this version. And even though the romance between them is usually rushed in the story, this one still flies by too quick. Again, even Daisy at least gets a line in the Mickey one. Which, wait a minute, I just realized she's gonna date his nephew after him? Damn, bitch, that's vengeance.
Another idol has replaced me.
It does lead to this nice touch with the candle I'll admit I missed before, and arguably my favorite over-the-top Scrooge read. Carrie's been okay as Scrooge, but something about the way he says this line just cracks me up.
When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy!
I was a boy! Maybe in rehearsals that sounded chilling, but in the film, it sounds like Count Olaf showing off for his
It
acting troupe.
does actually.
Yeah. Oh God, I hear it.
Wow.
I was a boy!
Imagine my surprise.
Jesus H. I will say this. I also love the part where he's like doing the thing where he comes up to the children and he's like, and he messes up and he's just like, all right, let's do that again. Let's go again. Let's try again. All right. And that was not that was just Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, and they kept it in the film even though that wasn't in the script at all. It was just so natural with Count Olaf that it just worked.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Which sees all the faces of his past in the ghost, which I think works better written than visually. And he tries putting him out with his cap, but gets launched into the air. A little silly, but again, compared to the advertising where he shouts, "Humbug!" I can't say it's that bad. Ooh, I had a dream. I ruined 2 Christmas classics.
Ouch.
Nope, just 1.
Oh. The fact that The Grinch is getting a sequel now blows me away.
What?
You didn't know about that?
No.
Oh yeah. Let's take a quick gander unto that there's no truth. Okay, I was wrong. Turns out they just disproved it. Okay. General disinterest in it, largely commercial ventures. Okay, so I was wrong. Well, you see that, kids? I admitted I was wrong.
Yeah.
See, I'm not such an arrogant dick.
He also did fact check himself. Ugh.
Yeah. And guess what? I was proven wrong. There is nothing wrong with admitting when you are wrong.
Right.
It's the only way you're ever going to grow.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, forgot to ask, how are your grilled cheese, turkey grilled cheese earlier?
You've asked me like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah. They were really good.
Okay. Okay.
Oops.
Oop. Maybe. Oh yeah, I hadn't asked Nick yet. Oh, that's where my mind was thinking about that. Sorry.
It's okay.
Happy holidays to you all. Oh, no stress. Stress is ruining everything. It's a butt. But you can kill stress this holiday. Give it a little bit of death with stamps. Because right about now, seasonal excitement or dread is really starting to settle in, especially for small businesses. Santa's a small business. He totally uses stamps.com. You call me a liar? You're a liar. Slaying through traffic to the post office, inbox more like a blizzard than a winter wonderland, rushing to send cards and gifts to your local clients, my dear fellow or lady version of fellow. It's not too late to get your holiday mailing shipping under control with stamps.com.
No.
Sign up now and you'll be printing your own postage in minutes.
He said he's like fellows and female versions of fellows.
Oh.
I was just like, fellettes?
Stamps.com is your one-stop shop for all shipping and mailing needs. Sit down if you're not already. This is the relaxing part. For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses. Get access to the USPS and UPS services you need to run your business right from your computer. No lines, no traffic, no hassle. Hear that nice music? Everything's gonna be okay. Stamps.com says so. They love you. Even save money with major discounts on USPS and UPS shipping rates, up to 86% off. Boy, howdy, there's a stress-free solution for every small business. Use Stamps.com to print postage wherever you do business. All you need is a computer and printer. And if you need a package pickup, you can easily schedule it through your Stamps.com
he's
dashboard.
lounging.
Rates
He's
are
just
constantly changing, consarn it. With Stamps.com's Switch and Save feature, you can easily compare carriers and rates, so you know you're getting the best deal every time. And my adorable viewer, if you're running an online store,
How dare you call me
works
adorable?
seamlessly with all the major
I'm
shopping
handsome,
carts and
motherfucker. Get it right.
marketplaces. Remember when there was an explosion earlier? That's gone now because of Stamps. Say thanks. It doesn't matter. You're welcome either way. This holiday season, trade late nights for silent nights and get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up at Stamps.com/nostalgia for a special offer that includes a 4-week free trial, plus free postage, and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com/nostalgia. Boy, this holiday season's gonna be great. Wait, did you remember to order food? No! What's happening? You forgot that? You need to eat! You fool! You foolish fool! fool! There's only one logical solution, and it better have soothing music! DoorDash, yeah, wow, look, everything's nice now. You better get the thing I'm talking about. Whether last-minute school supplies, impromptu dinner, or fresh flowers for that special occasion, with DoorDash, there is a neighborhood of good in every order. Sing this next part with me.
I
Along
spend
with
a
the
lot of
restaurants
money
you
on
love, you can now get
DoorDash.
I have too.
I should own stocks in DoorDash.
I probably should too. At least a few.
Yeah.
Groceries and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. Get drinks, snacks, and other household items in under an hour. Ho 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 ho, I hear laughing in the middle of an ad makes people relaxed. Every time you place an order for pickup or delivery, you're setting off a chain reaction and helps give back to the
music
people
is
who
making
make
me
your neighborhood
sleepy.
unique. Hey, you're
Yeah.
people, so why
It
not
makes
help
you
them
just
out?
like want to
Yes,
curl up
thank you.
under
With
a
over
nice blanket and
300,000
just.
partners, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national
I'm already
restaurants like
halfway there.
Popeyes, Chipotle,
Yeah, 'cause you're
and
under a warm
Cheesecake
blanket.
Factory. With DoorDash, you're not just getting the things you love, but supporting the community you love too. From the stores and restaurants to the Dashers
What the
driving
hell?
around, each purchase provides a new opportunity
Oh.
for everyone involved because with DoorDash, there's a neighborhood
Jack
of
Box
good
just
in
sent
every
me some
order.
stuff.
And now, the special offer part, right after this. Okay, for a limited time, our viewers can get 50% off up to a $20 value and 0 delivery fees when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code CRITIC. That's 50% off up to a $20 value and 0 delivery fees when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code CRITIC. Darn it in the cheeks, I just gotta say it one more time. Don't forget, that's code CRITIC for 50% off up to a $20 value and 0 delivery fees with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply. The read is over. You can stop the music. Okay, it's a little weird without. Turn it back on. That's nice.
Okay. So if I still use DoorDash, I would probably be cool with that, but I don't use DoorDash anymore. Instead, I cook my own food like a real man.
Play Ratchet & Clank 2016 every Friday on Twitch. We also have content 6 days a week. Hope to see you there. Scrooge is approached by the ghost of Christmas Present, who's pretty much Fat Bastard and Jesus on nitrous oxide.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I didn't think I could be out-weirded by Lumiere's equivalent of Freddy Krueger, but this half-baked and living color character sure is coming close.
Oh. Can I go now?
Okay, yes, his acting is really awkward here, but there are some legit great moments. Firstly, the way they travel is extremely unique. They stay in the house, and it appears to fly while they look down through the floor. That doesn't sound like that would work, but the camera movement, the animation, and even the music really make it a one-of-a-kind experience.
Damn. Okay. He's right about that. I remember this scene being like very.
Another one of my favorite all-time Christmas Carol moments was experiencing this in IMAX and 3D. I'm really not kidding when I say it looked phenomenal.
I did see it in 3D, but not IMAX. Really wish I could have.
Yeah.
If they ever re-released it that way again, I'd see it opening night. The moment really was that good. When it's a dramatic moment, Carrie does this character okay.
Their deeds of ill will and selfishness at our age.
Charge their doings to them, not us.
And again, I love feeding into the idea that these ghosts are kind of versions of him when he literally turns into him saying his own lines back to him.
If he is to die, he had
Better do it and decrease the surplus population.
Everything else is pretty by the numbers. The Cratchits are poor but happy, Tiny Tim looks sickly but hopeful, and everyone at Fred's party makes fun of Scrooge. They're not bad scenes, they're just what we've seen in a million other versions. But here's something new that's pretty insane. The ghost starts to fade and he shows Scrooge the forgotten children of man, ignorance and want. Okay, that's in the original, but it is not in this crazy-ass way.
Are there no prisons?
Are there no workhouses?
This is a scene from Krampus, or a horror film parody of A Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think I just gave them their next one.
Oh, hell.
Okay, Billy, you can stop hiding under the sea. Christmas Carol can't be scary longer than... What issues are you working through, Zemeckis? Na-na-na-na-na. Oh, but don't worry. The scary part of the film starts now. Right? Wasn't this so well balanced out? Carrey plays the third ghost as well, which is kind of pointless seeing how he's just a shadow, but whatever, it's not a big deal. But as I know a lot of critics have pointed out, we get a totally pointless action sequence. He suddenly starts chasing him for a good long while just to show off some flashy effects that now look like a Christmas version of Dead by Daylight. This goes on for 5 minutes, and none of it is needed at all. You literally could cut it and miss nothing. Watch.
The night is waning fast. It's precious time to me. Lead on, spirit.
Would you even know they left out the essential moment of Scrooge as the ant bully?
Christmas pudding, no doubt.
What was the point of that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you took him down while he was lying there.
Luckily, when the story returns, it does get back to form. Much of Christmas futures as you've seen in other versions, but we are given by far the best scene in the entire movie and easily one of the best moments of any Christmas Carol.
Oh, please don't be great.
When it's revealed that Tiny Tim did in fact die, Cratchit tries to keep it together and walks away from his family. He stops right in front of Scrooge, having no idea he's there, and lets out all his unfiltered sadness. Holy shit, is that brilliant! Scrooge has nowhere to turn. He has to look at this raw emotion straight in his eyes. And because Bob has no idea he's there, he's letting out his deepest sorrow for what he thinks is no one to see. Standing ovation, a million chef's kisses. This scene alone justifies this film's existence. The following again is pretty standard. He sees his grave, vows to change, and big scary music plays.
I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it on the air.
The one thing they do that's kind of fun is the shadow gets more and more three-dimensional as his time nears its end. Like the future is becoming more and more real the longer he keeps things the way they are. Again, there are some clever ideas in this.
Merry Christmas!
Scrooge is returned home, though.
That always makes me laugh when she starts running.
Shit.
Discovers it's Christmas Day. Again, it's all pretty standard except for the maid thinking he's gone mad. That legit got a good laugh out of me.
Yeah.
Yes. Brilliant.
Must have this dinner at my house. I insist.
And once more, it'd be so easy for Carrie to go too big here, but he gives the proper amount needed. I buy it.
And Scrooge was better than his word. He did all that he said he would.
Wait, weren't we reading a book? Was Bob Cratchit Charles Dickens the whole time? What are the rules?
Yeah, there's a little bit of immersion breaking in
Yeah.
that.
A man as the good old city ever knew.
I do love that his movement from right to left slowly wipes to the future where we see Scrooge with Tim saying the final line. It's a tiny touch, but I love little moments.
Merry
like
Christmas,
God bless us.
everyone.
And even though I can't say the big picture works, the little moments do go a long way.
Yes.
This Christmas Carol is sloppily ambitious. Of course, the story is dark, but it focuses way too much on that, giving us little time to appreciate the joyful moments in Lust for Life. Which is ultimately the story's goal. It's not like a grown-up parody like Scrooged or something. It clearly wants to be the best one without understanding what just makes a good one good. But yes, some of the ideas and executions do really work and are incredibly clever and emotional. I'd be lying though if I didn't say the majority of the time I wasn't thinking of other versions that handled a lot of these scenes much better. So yeah, it is a little hard to give a final word on it. If you're sick of the story and seeing it everywhere, I don't think this is gonna win you over. But if you're a diehard fan like I am, I think you'll appreciate the moments that really do land in it. And, at the very least, be fascinated by the ones that don't. Yes, it's awkward, but if you know the story so well you don't mind sitting through a bit of that, you just might find enough special moments. I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
All right. Oh, wait. What's so funny? Ugh. Gosh. So yeah, A Christmas Carol. What's a version that really sticks out in your mind?
I mean, I remember the black and white version.
Oh yeah. I remember that. I would say for me the George C. Scott one and the Disney one with like Mickey Mouse, Ebenezer Scrooge, or Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
I would say those are the ones that stick out to me the most. I mean, how about you all out there? What is one of the Christmas Carol? What's your favorite adaptation of A Christmas Carol? I mean, feel free to let us know. I'd love to know what you all think. But anyway, I guess that's going to do it for now. This was A Christmas Carol by the Nostalgia Critic. And until next time, everybody, I'm Nate.
I'm Kate.
And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.